guitar buddies, always great fun to play some Motorhead, and that was Overkill. So first of all, the original track, the Motorhead track, is in E-flat tuning, so all the strings are tuned down by a semitone, but as I mostly do, I've done the lesson in standard tuning, okay? So that just means that to practice, you don't have to retune your guitar, okay? But if you do want to play along with the original, that's why it'll sound terrible, because it's in E-flat. All right, so anyway, on with the lesson. Starting on the guitar with just kind of randomly sliding down the bottom string, maybe doing a bit of picking. You know, just enjoy that. And then we're kind of classic. So I'm just playing an E chord with the open E string at 7, 9, 9, 9. And then just removing my third finger. So I've just got a bar, still the open E, and that bar across 7. So you basically got a D over E. So that kind of feel. And again, throughout the song, you know, it's not one of those kind of looped riffs, as it were. So it's always played a little bit free and differently, you know, but just enjoy it, really. And then we've got... So into the verse, I'm just playing a G in the 10th position, okay, and just also putting the 5th on the bass there, just to fatten out the chord. You don't have to. Okay, so it's 10, 10, 12, 12, 12. Moving it 2 frets up to an A, back to the G. Then down, same chord, down to a C. And then we've got so here I'm just playing basically an open E string, hitting the G chord, and then G, hit the open string again, to A. That kind of thing. Again, great little fun riff to play, and then we're back into the C, then back into our riff, and then the second time we go down to an F sharp, just sustain it for like a bar, so second position, then I play the B, and just like we did with the E, I'm just taking my third finger off to get an A over B. And then just play da 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 da. That, you know, so 4 for 4, 2 to 2, and then back to the F sharp, and then just a D chord. Again, you can put that A in the bass, make it really fat, and then. Then it's like I think about 4 bars of E before it kind of just all repeats again. Okay, so that's the basic kind of verse chorus bit. And then the second time around, it doesn't go back to the E, it goes to the first guitar solo. That's played over an A. Okay, so you've got... So basically just playing an A bar chord on the 5th position, then kind of beat 4 of the bar, go down to a G, slide it back up to an A. Sort of that kind of... Alright, and that's for guitar solo 1, so that's played over A, and then you've got back into that kind of back into your riff, okay, and then it's basically all repeats exactly the same, okay, and then basically you've got 3 guitar solos all played over the same sequence of chords with little drum breaks in between. Okay, so it then goes to E, D, C. Okay, so, and then you kind of C, B, C, B, C, D. Right. Yeah, that kind of, yeah, it's just great fun to play. And that is basically your rhythm part. So next we'll take a look at the solos. So there's 4 guitar solos. The first one is based around the A blues scale, okay, and the last 3 are all based around the E blues scale. Okay, so the first one, and again, you don't have to play them exactly. It's not like kind of song. It's not like a well-known melody kind of solo. It's really kind of just about enjoying it and playing it with some energy, you know. So I'm going, I can start in around there. So I'm playing an A on 7, you know. So it's all based around this kind of blues scale, this classic, you know. So if you want to just improvise, you could use A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C. So it's, you know, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Okay, and so that kind of just slide into that A, repeating a little pull there on 5 and 5 back to the A. Then quite a common little trick that he does is that little pull. So just barring across 7 and 7 on the G and B strings. Again, that little pull on 5 and 5. Okay, so it's just really around those notes, so you don't have to play exactly the same. You're right. You know, whatever you kind of play, you know, just kind of keeping it within the same ballpark, really. And then I think that's what he plays. It's just same kind of thing. All the same notes there. That pull, 7 5 7 on D, and just pull it off there. That double stop on 7 7 5 5. Back to, and then the kind of classic little Chuck Berry. Okay, just that bend on 7 on the D up to the E on the G string, and then just hitting the double stop there on 5 and 5. Yeah, and then you kind of. So here we're just going, just doing a little tremolo picking. Yeah. On just sliding 1 fret to 9 and 8, so an E and a G. Just repeating that slide, and then just continuing to pick. I think it goes up to about, but it's kind of random. You can just, you know, take it where you want, really, as long as you get that sound of the slide up. But I think it kind of goes about up to 13 and 12. So kind of. And then we're just up into the 12th position there. So I think. So it's all, again, these 3 notes here. Okay. So so we've got an A and a G on 14 and 12 on the G string. Then again doing that what we're basically doing down here, but now up on the 14th fret, bend on the 2 notes. Yeah. And going down 12 and 12. Get a little trill there. Just, it's all just around these notes. So the next 3 solos are based around the E blues scale, up in the 12th position, mostly. Okay, and what we've got here, it kind of starts with the classic double stop bend. Okay, so I'm basically bending on 15 and also playing 12 on the B and E string, so to an E. Okay, and then we've got this kind of yeah, so we're basically just taking this blues scale, so 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, and a kind of a repeated little pattern. So it's, yeah, it's got. So it's a kind of, that kind of thing, okay? And then most of the rest of the next part of the solo is it's just based around, you know, those double stop bends we've been doing it. Yeah, and that kind of, and also that bend there you could do 14, similar to that one. Okay, 14 bending, picking 12, and then the little tricky bit, which is the fun bit to learn, is he just kind of fast repeats that. So he basically played that, but he's doing it all his bends. So as we play on the top string, 12, 14, 15, 14, on the B string we're doing a bend. So we're playing 15, 17, 18, back to 17. Yeah, but just repeating that. Okay, and you get that kind of little kind of discordant sound of the bends clashing with each other as they go up, which gives it a really kind of unique sound. And then it just finishes, I think, with more of that. And then again, next solo, pretty much similar. It's not got that bit in it, but again, you just kind of got a wow, adds a wah-wah pedal to it. It's more the same thing. Starts with a lot of that. So it's all based around this little, sounds like little bend up on the E there on 14. Kind of, you know, you can do all that. Yeah, so don't get, you know, just know that it's around there. Have some fun with it. Stick a wah-wah pedal on if you've got it. And then last one is basically quite simple. It's just a so, you know, the chords are going down. So I guess if you were being fancy pants, you could say it's kind of counterpoint, because as the chords go down, descending, the melody's kind of ascending, it's going up. So it's just going from E to F sharp to G. So 5, 7, 8, and then just a A and a G on 10 and 8. Okay, and it does that, and then you kind of just repeat that again, like before, a little bit slower this time, and then do that again. More of that. So it's really just bringing that back at the end, and whatever you want to finish it with, you know. But yeah, it's one of those songs you can just kind of like learn the basics of where the solos are, really have a lot of fun with it. Okay, so next we'll take a look. Lemmy's bass part. So for the bass part, again, the original record is tuned down a semitone. I've got this in standard tuning, so you don't have to retune your bass. Okay, and we're starting on just an E note, just on 9 on the G string, and then just adding a D sharp semitone below, so on 8. And then kind of just coming down. I'm playing with the pick on this, so I'm just going 9, 7, 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7. It's 5 on the G and D strings to an E, and then I'm just got that E note there and a D. So it's okay. So I'm playing 7 and 5. And you know, this being Lemmy, it's kind of sometimes summing in. You can sort of hear sometimes you can hit the bottom E note as well. You know, just makes it a fat sound. He doesn't play like consistently the same kind of. There's a little bit of variation, you know, the way he's playing, you know, because it's just so kind of, you know, felt rather than just, you know, looped, you know. That kind of feel, you know. And then, so you're playing that. A D, then it's going to a C there. You can just hear in the basses, you know, and I've got more distortion on the track, but I just kept it cleaner for the lesson here. So it seems to be hitting a fifth above as well. You know, and sometimes hitting it, sometimes not. So just playing 3 and 5, signed it up to 5 and 7 on A and D, back to. Back to. Go down to an F sharp on 2 on the E string, then play the B5 there on 2 and 4. Again, you could just play the B, but you've got that 5th again. Back to F sharp, D. Again, play it as a 5th if you want to. Just an E for like 4 bars. And then it all basically repeats, okay? And then you've got the first guitar solo, which is just played over an A and G. So just 5 and 3, back to. Okay, and then you've got this kind of little sequence where you play again, you can put fifths in, or just single notes. So basically it's just going E to D to C, then C, B, C, B, C, D. So you've got 7, 5, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. And again, if you want to do a can fatten it out a little bit with that extra fifth above, and that game kind of plays around. You know, it comes back in with the intro again, and then it just kind of keeps going round on that E to D, C, C, B little sequence, sort of 3 times at the end. But on the last 2 times, the second time you play that sequence, the guitar plays the same chords, but the bass goes up. So it's and then back going down. So it only does that once each of the last 2 times, if you see what I mean, because it's kind of a repeat. So it's just going from 7 to 9, 10, 12, 12, 14, back to that. Okay, and you know, then it's, and then you've got these little, just kind of, again, just playing 2 E's, or you can put B on top. A few of those. Stop. Bingo! Great fun to play. That was Overkill. Cheers, buddies.